Tanya Troska. Network in Action Twin Cities loves you so much. You are our first member spotlight that we ever had. Networks in Action Twin Cities August member spotlight. And we are soon going to be nominating September's and passing the baton to another very well-deserved member. And NIA doesn't just pick this member based on referrals. We really, really look at the scoreboard a lot. Overall engagement, attitude, attendance, punctuality, one-on-ones, just doing those things, referrals, bringing guests above and beyond the call of duty to help make our groups better. So Tanya,
yes.
I wanted to take some time today to get to know you a little bit for the viewers that are learning about who you are and interview you a little bit and find out more about your company. And thank you so much again for all that you do for NIA. So I want to start out and just explain to the viewers here what you do and why you do it.
Sure. Okay. So I am what's called a brand manager. It's a little bit of a mix of a marketing specialist, a content strategist, a task layer, a coach, a project manager, all kind of tied up in one. And basically we take a really high level approach to somebody's brand. So we're not just focused on that one element. The reason I do this is it's pretty deep and varied, but I focus really basically on the small business application. I've worked with some larger companies in the past as part of some larger teams and in corporate environments, but my focus is really on the small business owner. I feel like they get missed in the market. They don't know what they don't know, and there are some that take advantage of that, either directing them in a process that doesn't make sense for their business, or overcharging them, or worst case scenario, which I've seen a lot of, is people lose control of their own business assets. And you yourself saw a little bit of that with your own business earlier. I mean, we knew the people to go get it from, but there was a point in time where you didn't have control over your own business assets. So I want to be that advocate for that small business owner. I feel like when we focus on those small business owners, we not only make our business community stronger, we make our neighborhoods and our communities as a whole stronger. And so that's why I do it. How I do it is a whole nother story, and it's very different from client to client to client. But that's why we take a very broad stroke approach when we come in and help them really tackle everything that's going on that touches their brand, whether that's in writing or a visual aspect of it. If it has to do with your business, we want to make sure that it's consistent from online to offline and from person to person that comes across that brand.
You know, what really was fun for me is if anybody has questions about what Tanya does, I mean, if you look at the marketing it's been done on our group pages, that's just a small crumb of what Tanya does. But I think it's just beautiful work. And what was really nice is when I was hitting 50 members, I decided it was time for me to start marketing my product. And my product is you guys. And so after many pancakes and omelets and coffee and giggles, I sat down with Tanya and I said, you know what? I'm this baby business owner. I'm starting to reach a new level. And I want to start doing something. I want to start putting my foot in the water. I didn't necessarily get ready to jump in full board and just do everything. And what was so neat is Tanya and I, you know, you don't have to have this massively huge budget to do something. And she really helped me come up with, you know, we're going to start with this. This is a budget that you're going to work with. And then we'll start, and we can slowly, as I grow, start adding more and adding more and adding more. So for any of you that, I mean, every time I look at the marketing, I'm like, oh, I can't afford Tanya. And I really can. So I really want to take time to say, you know, set up a time to talk to Tanya. Marketing and your online presence is so important these days. And we're busy business owners. We don't have time to cold call. We don't have time to do all this stuff. You got to sometimes put that in the hands. And I can't believe how easy it's been. like Tanya, she's made it so easy. I never even thought. You've just made it easy, Tanya. And you've made me look like so much more than I am. And that's just amazing. So I just can't even tell you how excited I am to work with you and how much I love your work.
Thank you.
So we want to talk a little bit. I mean, some of the members had such wonderful things to say about you. I really think Tammy Olson's about you, unicorns and rainbows magical. She was the one that she really stuck out to me because her nomination, because she said, you took the time to know her so well that she really didn't even have to do presentation for her new client. Literally, they're like, oh, well, Tanya said I need you, so I'm going to use you. And she's like, what? So that was just one of the many nominations that stuck out to me, but I thought that was really neat. So, and Tammy's a fairly new member, wasn't always a big fan of networking, and she was blown away. So you really set a good example of what a true referral is. A true referral. I mean, people should be taking their call ready to almost sign up with you because you've done such a good job at digging deep and understanding that member enough to know how to pitch them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's share a little bit about you get a lot of awards and achievements. Why don't you share with our viewers some of those that you're proud of and what they're all about?
Oh man. I don't like bragging, so I put them on my website.
It's not bragging, it's a fact.
But a lot of the awards and acknowledgments, some of them are national, most of them are local or regional, but they're all based on merit and feedback from other people and participation. And actually one of them that I just got last week was a continuation of an award. It's a national company called UpCity who looks into local markets and different verticals within those local markets to rank them. We were in 2020, Back2Basics was their top 10 SEO experts in the Minneapolis area, which for me is a huge thing because I'm going up against big SEO companies and it's neat. So that felt great then. But then they did a follow-up to this just a couple weeks ago, and I didn't know they were doing that. And they did a spot call check. Pretended they were a client looking for SEO services, and the feedback that I got just from that cold call was really amazing. Most people don't answer questions like this or respond to those types of inquiries like this or take the time. They're wanting to rush them off the phone and get them whatever. And so they were impressed with the communication between even the client feedback that they were pulling people from versus this cold call. And you know what, Kim, that's one of the things that I think sets me apart, if I'm going to toot my own horn a little bit, is that communication with my clients. When I work with you or another client, you really are part of this team. We're tackling your brand as a team. We're tackling those projects as a team. You're not just calling up and hiring a vendor and ordering something to go. We're locking arms in that process. And so I want to make sure that you understand what's happening, the best practices, and basically the foundations of those things. We don't want to go too deep in the weeds, but enough to know that you're strong in that brand. You understand the decisions that are being made on behalf of your brand, and that you feel educated and confident enough to make some strategic decisions about your brand.
Right. Awesome. Well, you've shared with me in the past that networking is very important to you.
Yes.
And share with our viewers a little bit about how networking has helped your business and why and how.
So in my industry, it's very easy to get in the habit of just staying behind the scenes. I'm a behind the scenes industry.
Yeah.
So it's very easy to just get stuck there and lose that personal contact. When Zoom came on, or GoToMeeting came on to the scene, a decade ago, that was great for me to be able to reach out and still have some personal connection, but it's nothing like meeting that person in person and really getting down to know not only their business, but them as a person. I want them to feel comfortable working with me personally, and I want to make sure that I'm comfortable working with them personally, right? That our ethical standards are of the same, and I'm not compromising that for the sake of business, nor should they. And so networking kind of brought that forward for me, and it pushed me out from behind the scenes in front of people. So that was nice, and they get to know me better, and it's easier for them to make a referral. Prior to you and I working together, it was very hard for you to wrap your head around who I was and what I did, right? So I think having that personal insight goes a long way, and I've had stronger referrals because of that. 98%, I think we're up to now, of my business is past client referral or industry professional referrals. So that's huge for me.
And it's so nice to be a resource for your clients as well. Not only personally be a resource, but to really be able, it's like an added value that they not just seek you out for consulting with their marketing, but it's like, I'm having a challenge, Tanya. I trust you. I know you know good people. It might be a technical issue. It might be a bookkeeping or accounting issue,
right?
But that you to be a valued resource for your clients. And I know we take that really seriously. If you're going to give a name out that, your clients are going to be like, who the heck?
Right. I'm not just going to pass somebody random. They're going to be somebody I'm comfortable with. It's almost like this built-in team that you have, right?
Right.
And I think that's why you had mentioned Tammy Olson earlier.
Yeah.
I think that's why she just felt so good about that particular process, because when I trust somebody enough and they trust me enough to make that connection, it's a solid connection. And there are some expectations that go along with that then on both sides of that. Expectations for me and expectations for her. But from a client perspective, why they love it is now it feels like there's this flow on the backside, and everybody's aware of everything. When I work with somebody like a Tammy or a Susie in bookkeeping, or the attorneys that I refer, or whoever it is, the web builder, we're working together as a team so that the client doesn't have to repeat themselves 15 times over.
The right hand knows what the left hand's doing.
They don't care that a client doesn't care that something needs to get done. They want it to get done, and they don't want to have to figure out who to talk to and when to talk to them. They just want it done.
Right.
And I don't know if that's just unique to me as a brand manager, because I'm used to pulling that together, but I just feel like the partners that I bring in through these networking opportunities build those same strategic and strong relationships. So
it's probably
for everybody.
It's probably come more natural for you because you are a brand manager and you are used to pulling people in. And you've set a really good example of how it needs to be done. I mean, I feel like networking is so much more than just referrals. There's like peer support. Sometimes being an entrepreneur, you're kind of alone on an island. And the fact that we're industry exclusive, you're in a safe place. You're not sharing your struggles or the things that are working with your competitors.
Right.
I also feel that you can save money if you've good relationships. I know you just purchased some promotional items, and if someone's really good, I mean, I've had people go, "Oh, you've sent me so much business. I'm going to cut you a deal on this." And also just a lot of fun. So I really feel that. So why do you think that? Why not network in action? I mean, I know you do. Okay. It's not your only place you've ever networked, but why NIA?
So I belong to a lot of different groups, but NIA is from a business networking perspective, if you are a small business owner or mid-sized company, even some large corporations could benefit from this. There's a whole different level of expectation. There's a whole different level of professionalism in the people that I'm coming across in NIA. The membership might be a little bit more expensive than some other ones, but then you've got the people that are really invested in that, right? It's not this fly by night. If I don't, I don't. You know, and you've got some really focused, strong leaders that come to NIA to network. So that's number one. The second is just in the ownership and people like you, because there are other networking companies out there. I'm not going to name names. Some of them, there's several that are structured very similar. You pay your membership, and you as a member are then still expected to run parts of the meeting or organize parts of the meeting or be accountable for certain aspects. And although that's great to get people involved, it's extremely time consuming. You are the owner. Your business is me.
Mm-hmm.
My business is to connect with other people's business. I want to focus on my business. And I don't have to worry about, do I need to organize this? What are we running? Do I need to hand in the reports? Do I need to? You're the one running the show and pulling the strings and kind of working the territory to help me find new business, which is really nice. I feel like you're almost like a recruiting partner in some aspects. So,
well, you know, we talk about it.
Benefit.
You can go find less expensive,
yeah,
but you have to really look at your time. Time is money. If you're away from your office and your network, you can network all day long. And if you're not making money networking, you're losing money, even if it's free. So we really value, that was one of the first things that Scott Talley did, is he said, busy business owners don't have time. They barely have time to network, much less nurture. You know, one thing about you, Tanya, is you nurture your network. Yeah. You take it very seriously. You don't just walk around handing out business cards. You really do. And you know that it takes time. I mean, yeah, I think that, you know, with NIA, I mean, we're going to come up to a year this holiday season, which is in a few months. But I mean, it's taken about that amount of time for you to start seeing results. But I mean, it's happening. And you realize that really deep, good relationships aren't going to happen in 3 months too. Well, and that's the other part of this. We are building deeper relationships. You are building a circumference of trust around this expanded team of yours through this network. And for me, that felt comfortable. It felt safe. It felt like a positive, good step forward. I didn't feel like I was going in, here's my card, send me a referral. You don't know me from Adam, but trust me. And with that, then I think that's why you guys are able to provide. So this is another big benefit that kind of checked the box for me when I was looking at this, is the ROI. You know, when you're able to invest your own blood, sweat, and tears in building your business, it's really nice to know that the organization that you've entrusted to do that within has got your back. So that was another huge check box for me as well. But there's no place out there, as much as you're in marketing, you know, there's no place that gives an ROI in your marketing networking dollars, and we do. Yeah, but being owner brand, but we have standards that we want our members to meet to qualify for that. But again, you know, we're not going to just hand that, but I think they're really reasonable qualifications to qualify for that. So, I appreciate that. Is there anything else you want to share before we say goodbye? And one more thing. One more thing for those busy people. So I get hundreds of emails a day. It's really hard for me to keep up sometimes. So like you said, time is money. And I do like to take time to build that trust and nurture. And so I know it's not going to be a flip of the switch. And it's really hard to do that when you're having to constantly cycle in one-on-ones and meetings and everything every week. It gets to be too much. You move away from actually working on your business. So the other appeal to me then with your
groups in your organization was that I only had to go to one meeting a month. I only had to have that one-on-one and really, build that. Now I have the opportunity to do much more than that. You have some great events that you put out.
Yeah, they're optional though. They fit into your life if you have the time.
It's your lifestyle, your business lifestyle. Yeah. So
it opens up your network as well. Hey, so what has been your favorite agenda, Tanya? Because we really want to make our meetings, it's once a month, but we really try to dig a little deeper and really, really get to know each other. They're designed to connect, and we always want to have something new. So do you have a favorite agenda?
I don't know if I've had a favorite. You've had some really unique agendas. I like the look back when we were little kids, what kind of set us on this course or this path in life. But I also like the freestyle where we got up and told a little bit of interesting facts about each person, but then the members in the room had the opportunity to just ask more probing questions and learning some of the personalities of the members in your group is kind of fun. That's not a normal.
Your group is gonna be doing bragging rights this month. So I know very rarely do I repeat agendas, but I think annually, that's such a cool agenda. And we have new members that don't know, and you always have new stories to share. But I feel like if I'm getting ready to refer someone and I learn about how you really help someone, right?
Yeah.
That is really a cool agenda. So I think certain ones are really good to repeat after a while. Again, look at all the new members from a year ago that never heard your bragging rights. So
right. Well,
and I know you
come with like a case study, then that gives you even a deeper insight into that person that you might be referring.
Right.
So yeah, that's cool.
You get to hear how they present themselves. You get to hear their story. And I think when you're referring business to them, that gives you a whole new level of understanding. Yeah. Well, Tanya, thank you. Thank you so much. Your membership means so much to not only me, but all our members. And not only that, but I love doing business with you. And I'm so glad, not only that, but I feel like you've become a really special friend to me as well. You make friends with everybody. Everybody loves you. So thank you for being my first member spotlight. And nothing compares to you, Tanya. I sang that to you. So thank you so much.
Thanks.